Popular culture likes to paint the surgeon as a flawless, emotionally detached deity in scrubs. We imagine them walking into an operating room with absolute, unshakable confidence. The reality is much quieter. Immediately before a surgeon presses a metal scalpel into a patient's skin, there is a flash of private fear. They know a single millimeter slip can sever a nerve, causing paralysis or life-threatening bleeding. When a monitor starts beeping rapidly and blood pressure unexpectedly drops, you won't always hear commands. Instead, you'll often see the clinical staff holding their breath, whispering silent prayers behind their masks. Surviving that kind of pressure day after day requires a complete rewiring of a person's mind and body. Before a doctor is ever allowed to start scrubbing in, we have to look at how a human being mentally survives that internal shift. The training process begins years before a doctor ever steps into a live operating theater. It starts with the sheer cognitive load of medical school. A prospective surgeon must map every vessel and nerve until the terrain feels like home. But academic memorization is only the starting line. The real test is the physical gauntlet of medical residency. Those years are defined by chronic sleep deprivation and endless shifts, forcing young doctors to learn the science of medicine while their bodies are pushed to the breaking point. Once inside the OR, the demands become physical. Surgeons must stand perfectly still for hours, keeping their hands unfailingly steady while fatigue sets in. During these marathon operations, cognitive fatigue starts to gnaw at the edges of a surgeon's focus. It is a constant battle to keep the mind sharp while the body is failing. Vast medical knowledge is useless without the immense physical and mental stamina required to execute a procedure to the very last stitch. Years of preparation eventually collide with intense, real-time execution right here at the operating table. The problem is that textbooks are predictable, but the human body is not. It will surprise you. When a hidden complication arises or a vessel suddenly ruptures, the original plan is abandoned. The surgeon has to improvise in seconds. This graph maps the timeline of a standard, predictable operation. Everything proceeds smoothly until these sharp spikes interrupt the baseline, representing the very real statistical probability of encountering an unexpected, life-threatening anomaly. Adapting to those anomalies requires a specific type of mental resilience, the ability to stay calm and move instantly when a life is on the line. This is a profession of extremes. It is defined by the terror of potentially losing a patient and the overwhelming triumph of restoring a future that was almost lost. Navigating that razor-thin edge between disaster and success is the defining psychological feature of the job. When the physical surgery ends, the unseen emotional burden of the profession takes hold. True healing is not just about mechanical cutting and stitching. It is rooted in human connection. Surgeons regularly absorb the trauma of the job, carrying the weight of the losses and the responsibility of delivering devastating news to families. They must guide people through their most vulnerable moments, building trust and providing reassurance, even when their own energy is spent. The hardest part is processing those experiences so they can return the next day with their courage and empathy intact. This drive is what pushes the entire field forward. It's what leads surgeons to invent new techniques and challenge the scientific boundaries of what was once thought impossible. Surgery is a calling that relies on technical mastery to guide the scalpel, while the courage in the soul carries the weight of the life in their hands.